First thing I've got to say is, bear in mind that nothing I'm going to say to you right now is true, right, or real. Just some of it might be useful for you to take on board and pretend that it is.
Would you like to define what genius is?
No. The genius slot is basically where we share how to be the best that you can be. And it's not instructional, it's very much a sharing of some ideas that can encourage you to really live your genius and engage with the world in a different way. So, my genius, what I talk about is blending passion and pragmatism. My business is Joyful Genius Coaching, and a couple of the main tools I use are talent dynamics and graph dynamics. That's intro over. We talked there about innate genius, and the important thing to me is that genius isn't a part of you that you get to leave either at work or at home, but we try to. We try to pretend that we're something different at work than we are at home, something different at home than we are at work. And that's not really the way it works in the real world. You can't split yourself up. But trying to is what gets us into a lot of trouble in the world. You really are unique. Every single one of us can genuinely describe ourselves as literally 1 in 7 billion. Because whatever's going on in your life, nobody will have had exactly that experience. Whether that's technical knowledge or just the things that you've gone through in life. So you really can be 1 in 7 billion. And one thing you can be certain of is that you are a genius at being you. And I'm not being flippant when I'm saying that. It is that uniqueness of you that you bring that makes the absolute difference. And I think it's criminal that we have this uniqueness and we try to control it, try to only bring little slices of it into parts of our life. See, when we keep it reserved for only parts of our life, what we're doing there is we're lessening the impact that we manage to have on the world. And who knows what bringing the whole of you to work. Well, let's talk particularly about work, because work is where we are particularly in our pretend mode. You know, it's when you stop hiding that from people, that's when you can really create some value. Now I want you to just indulge me for a minute in a little trip back to my youth. Big influence on me as a teenager. The Who, My Generation, Quadrophenia. And I think I was fairly typical. All of that sort of teenage angst. Going through my teenage years, pretty unsure about who the hell I was. 20s and 30s, now I'm getting an idea of how I interact with the world. I'm figuring out who I'm supposed to pretend to be. Which probably explains why most of my 20s and 30s were spent pissed. Come my 40s and 50s, now I'm starting to get a little bit more conscious that maybe I can stop that pretense and I can become who I really am. And I really wish that I'd heard this kind of speech when I was 21.
You are the vanguard of knowledge and consciousness. A new wave in a vast ocean of possibilities. On the other side of that door, there's a world starving for new ideas, new leadership. I've been out there for 30 years. She's a wildcat. She'll rub up against your leg and purr until you pick her up and start petting her. And then out of nowhere, she'll swat you in the face. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying, I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. Please. And if it doesn't happen for you right away, it's only because the universe is so busy fulfilling my order. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
That's the big thing that I took out of that. It's the effects that you have on others. That is your currency in life. And when you hide bits of you, you lessen that currency. So, just like to do a little exercise. Maybe in pairs, turn to the person next to you. And who do you have an effect on? And for them, how valuable is your currency, the effect that you have on them? Who are the people you influence by being you, or by pretending not to be you? And how valuable is the currency that you're sharing with them? So just spend a minute or two each way discussing those questions. If you haven't swapped already, then you probably should.
That's what I actually said, medication.
Yeah, I suppose
Still actually talking about it today. Be angry, upset.
So another 30 seconds and I'll ask you to
Let's think about it. What's the worst thing you had? And that's the question I actually asked. So I know the
your opinions on all of this.
That's the usual conversation.
yeah, I mean, it's just like being
Stop finishing up your conversations now. That's what you were supposed to So who would like to share? Jill, you said you weren't profound. Are you up for sharing what you talked about?
Basically, it was quickly clear to us is that we have an effect on absolutely every single person that we come in contact with. And it's your choice whether you make it a positive effect or a negative effect. So obviously, the closer people are to you, the more profound effect you're going to have on them. But then we went on to, so what have we done has affected somebody close to us that might have reflected onto somebody else, that have reflected onto somebody else. Where does that go?
Yeah.
So we then said, if you had the power to sort of have this kind of thread and you were able to come back from the earth and go, well, that's me starting there, where does my ripples end? It was such a lovely thought to go, wow, how far can something that we said to one person have actually reverberated possibly around the world?
And if you think about the separation, 6 degrees of separation, that means that within 6 jumps, in theory, if every single one of us can affect every single person on the planet. My other website where I share my slightly more wacky and way out ideas is actually called Life to the 7 Billion Power. Yeah. Or life7billion.com.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not Life to the 7 Billion.
He's testing the dyslexia there.
But seriously, you can impact everybody. Anybody else got something equally deep to share?
Well, it's interesting you say profound, that it may have more profound effect on those who do it. That may not actually be true, because they may be more likely to forgive the negative, and they may be more likely to ignore the positive. So actually, you don't know whether much profound effect is going to be. As one for me as you sharing that, it's the stuff of this lives.
That's true. Yeah, we kind of think that our impact is going to be the strongest next to us, but we don't know what the people who are having that impact on them are going through at that moment, and what difference that's going to make to them. So somebody who hears it 4th, 5th, 6th hand might be at that critical moment in their life where either they take us into a world war or they institute world peace.
You also don't know what it is you're going to say that's going to make that difference.
That's true. But I think
It might be a throwaway comment. not something we've planned at all.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's quite important to remain conscious of our ability to have an impact on other people and to choose to make as much of that impact as we can a positive one.
You're only partially in control of that, in the sense that you can only be in control of your behaviour and your actions and what you say.
Yeah.
You're not in control of how it's received. I mean, it's the two parts that make the decision. So you can be perfectly, you can act in a certain way, and most people consider the reaction quite normal. Whatever. If you're listening to it in a different way, you react to it in a different way. You've got no control.
That is true. However, I think you can influence the general tenor of your impact and the more likely reaction that
The
you're
thing
going to
that
get.
I say today is the example I gave earlier was the person I chose is my wife. And my wife's an issue of depression. You've got a pet, you should know why. But when I'm my age, where we can't tell her, try this and do this and help you, and that's what she's not accepted in years. The administration that I give her is just by being me. And that gloves off on her.
Yeah.
You know, and so we've had a very stressful time recently. It's happened. And she was incredibly well. So I thought it sounded it was bring her down. And I was wary of that a bit. But I can't talk to her. I'll try to, just don't accept that. But she handled it really well. And as she sat, was that her kids not sleep. And I said, I'm really proud of you. And you dealt with this. And then she actually revealed to me she hadn't taken her medication that she's looking at for a few years. So even that, she handled it better than that. And she was saying, just because of you not reacting to it and just getting on with it. And I said to her, I'll get angry, get upset, but then very quickly ask myself, what's the worst thing that can happen, and then move on. I can't bottle that, unfortunately, but just by being here, that's that mention about being able to be predicted to her. So she receives it in a way, and just being here, not doing it to actually make her feel.
I think you can only control the intention. You can't control the outcome.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Anybody spot the? Sorry, Jane. Something?
I couldn't quite hear what you're saying, but I just wanted to mention what some people said good morning about earlier as well. I'm part of a movement about compassionate communication, and one of the underlying things is what Frankl said, you probably know this quote, that between stimulus and reaction there's a space, and in that space we have a choice of what we do. And I think there's something in this about we're not responsible for the reaction that other people have, whether it's glorious or horrendous. We're not responsible, it's their choice what they do and how they respond.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. I think that's the way the human race is going, consciously, to own your own reactions to whatever happens to you, even if it's wonderful or awful.
But that's kind of at the root of consciousness, isn't it? It's owning your own reaction.
And the idea that their reaction is fine.
Yeah.
And probably their
And it's their choice.
It's totally appropriate.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you didn't create their reaction, that's their choice how they react. You find that a big step.
Does anybody spot the deliberate jarring note in that slide? What have we got? Because that the impact you have could be positive or negative, depending on partly how you choose to do it. Good point from Jeremy there, and from Jane. How people react isn't your responsibility, but your intent, as Stuart says, is. But back to the whole of genius. How many of us have a work me and outside of work me, let's call it a life me? We pretend to be somebody when we go to work, and we're quite happy to be somebody else when we're outside of work. I know I used to, but I'm not sure I do now, but I certainly used to.
Just like the other way around. Sort of the other way around.
So the other way around, you pretend to be so, okay. Interesting. Some questions for you. What do you do at work you would never do at home? Or perhaps rephrase that. Who are you being at work that you would never be at home? What do you do at home? who are you being at home that you would never be at work? And the final question, what if you did? What might change? You know I'm going to get you to do prayers on this one. So pick something different rather than always talking of the same pairs. What answers, what thoughts to those questions kick up for you? I'm just starting to think about coming back. Always feels a real shame to drag people back on these conversations. So, I'm not going to ask you about them. What do you do different at home and at work? But what I would like some shares on is, what if you did behave at home like you do at work like you do at home? Does Anybody got anything?
Yeah, people get very upset at me because they want to decide that I'm this sort of person. And I can see this decision happening and I think, oh God, no. And then I step sideways and then they get upset because I'm jumping out of the box that they thought they could put me in. And they get, well, sometimes they even get knocked. And annoyed.
Is that work or at home? Or both?
But it depends, it's at home and socially, because you don't have the same in work. When it happens in work, the person I would be remaining staying with, I've got the time in the interaction, for them to suddenly realise I'm not what they thought I was, and I'm actually okay, and I'm really listening to them. So there is that time. But in a social or a family context, it's quite different because people don't necessarily stay with you in so much one way.
That's interesting. So you actually have more intense engagements with people at work than socially. I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah.
Contacts when I know people who's close to yes, that's true.
Interesting.
It's a bit like, but is that because our work is such an integral part of our life, whereas for a lot of people our work is just what they do to bring around the data? Because you work with people where work has lots of different meanings, if that makes sense. So, so you and I, our work is probably part of our passion and all the rest of it. So therefore, as you say, for me, the social family conversations are the harder conversations to have. But if you were, in one of the barren cubicle somewhere in a huge office in a corner, which you feel quite the same. Is that's kind of what you're exploring there, is it?
I'm exploring.
Okay.
I'm breaking all the rules of presentation, training, whatever you want to call it here. I'm answering a question. I'm asking a question I don't know the answer to. Something you should never do in a presentation.
In the corporate world, I didn't find it at all possible to behave in an authentic way. I thought it was an awful, toxic environment, and that I couldn't be who I was. So I thought it was impossible. And I thought I was surrounded by lions. I became a lion myself, and the change for me, because I actually believe that my work and life is exactly the same, is that I'm less connected and I'm less worried about what other people think about me than I was before. And shedding myself of that has been incredibly liberating.
Has that not made you better at what you do?
I'm sure.
You were talking earlier about the trusted advisor. How could you really get into the trusted advisor space if you're not being authentic?
And it's a British disease, I think. Well, I think it's a human disease. This thing that we're so worried about what people think about us. And having a 14 and 12-year-old daughter, it's something that I'm really trying to coach them on and work us through. That actually the only important thing that ever happens to us happens internally.
Good point. I think was it Eleanor Roosevelt who said you wouldn't worry so much about what people think about you if you knew how really they do. Any other shares?
Scott, we're talking about Carl Purvis actually was saying about what he did, and having been in that situation, like in my corporate world where I was the same person because I was very aligned with the person who built the company, run the company, and then when he retired and they had all different chief execs, and I wasn't that working in life, was completely different because it wasn't in line with their values or their culture. But what you did, like what the big element of that for me is you've got more energy, something like that, and you just, when a long day doesn't feel like a long day, it's still enjoyable, like yesterday for me was a hell of a long day, but it's still enjoyable.
Absolutely. Brilliant day yesterday.
So one thing I said about what I do at work now is I work on the boss, at home I'm not.
I love that, Work on the boss. What was that? Work on the boss,
at home I'm not.
I think a lot of us go that way. Is that a deliberate application, or is that just like, no, you can't manage it?
I think it's actually, at work, in my work mode, obviously, being my business, I have to be in control of a lot of stuff, but anyway, at home I can relax a little bit and let my wife and kids control of it.
So what would happen if we did relax a bit more at work?
There are more relaxed at work than I am at home. Far more relaxed at work than at home.
I think I am. I think quite a lot of people actually are more relaxed at work than they are at home.
Going to work to have a holiday, huh?
I mean, you know, a lot of the things about work hard is actually, it's about, I am more comfortable in my work self than I am in my outside of work self. So I'm going to stay in work.
Is that because we tend to wear a mask at work?
Well, that's a good question. Is that because we're more comfortable behind the mask? Or is it because actually work gives us more opportunity to be ourselves? That's possible, I don't know.
I know you're a talent dynamics man, but there are other profiling tools that
Indeed.
that profile yourself as you are normally, and then yourself in your work mask, and you can see yourself twice.
Yeah,
It's
there are
quite
some
interesting to
differences,
see
aren't there?
if there is a difference.
Interesting.
Luminar, that's it. I need to check Luminar.
That's the third one. When you're under stress.
The other thing I talked about in the title of this was about this whole thing about, are you allowed to make money out of your spiritual gift? I see a lot of this. Now, I bet in this room, most people think yes, we are.
Yes.
But there's a process I use with my private clients that I call the gift process. And I take them through an imagining of going out and finding a present for their very best friend just before Christmas. And the joy of finding the perfect thing for them. Taking it home, wrapping it up carefully, putting a nice bow around it. Taking it out just before Christmas to meet them for coffee and give them the gift. They're delighted that they've got this gift and they're going to go and open it at Christmas. Now fast forward 3 days after Christmas. You're out doing the post-Christmas shopping, as you do apparently in this consumer world. And you're walking down the high street, down the corner of your eye, in that charity shop window, there it is. Unmistakable. That gift that you spent so much time selecting for. How do you feel now? Pissed off, disappointed, hurt? That's kind of how the universe, God, whoever, feels when you're running around giving away your gift for free and not using it for what it was intended for, because it is a gift to you, not just to the world. You are supposed to be supporting yourself on the back of your gift. Not doing so is not showing gratitude to the universe. Yes, Scott, quick one.
And so just quickly from the verse of yesterday, sense that actually making money from your gift allows you to do it more to more people.
Exactly that. Which was kind of what I was getting on to next. You know, they don't, on airlines, they don't say, if anything goes wrong, run around and make sure everybody else is all right with their oxygen before, you know, and then if there's any left, you can have a quick gasp. They say sort yourself out first so you can help other people, because otherwise you can't.
It's a question of degree as well. And
Everything's a question of degree.
You get some people who run courses, for example, Tony Robbins can charge $60,000 for someone to turn up for one of his duties.
Yeah.
Now for me, that's just fraud. I can't cope with it.
In
Charge
the
someone a
end-
sensible amount of money, fine.
Yeah.
Some people just abuse it.
Yeah.
So I've got to write that out.
I think yes, some people maybe do. Personally, I think I'm with Bob Berg on this. I'm with Bob Berg on this. If you haven't read the Go Bank it, but read it. Your income is directly proportional to the amount of value that you add and the number of people for whom you add it. So if Tony Robbins fills a bloody big room and adds a lot of value for a lot of people, he deserves to be well paid for it.
But it's £60,000 for one person.
If people will pay it and people will get the value.
The market
A thing is worth whatever a man will pay for it. And on that similar topic, if I were to say to you right now, if I were to say to you right now, I can find a way for you to have all the money you ever want, all the money you could ever desire, so that you can completely fulfill your heart's desire. Don't worry about where it's going to come from. How much would you ask for? Go on quickly.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Billion.
Yeah, okay. The enlightened people. 20 million for you?
I'd use that within the first 2 months.
$1 billion on the 20 million.
Not much.
My house is out for being a bit cheaper.
That's enough. Ian, how much would you like?
Probably you would do it.
$1 million would do it. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little bit contentious here, and I have nicked this directly. I've been inspired by Daniel Priestley on this one.
Fine line.
So, Holly wants to pay off her mortgage. That's excellent. Who was it wanted the 20 million? So, Terry, what would you do with your 20 million? You?
I would split it with my husband and divorce him.
Okay, fair enough. We'll edit that out.
Depends on the million.
Ian, what would you do with your millions?
I pay school fees for my son.
Okay. Jill, what would you do with your $1 billion?
Oh, I'd use it to grow big collaborations, help as many people as I possibly could.
Who's being selfish in asking for what they're asking for? The more you ask for, the less selfish you'll be. And on that note, I shall finish. The most spiritual thing you can do is earn loads of money. I've got to skip that bit and that bit. Over to Dave.
Thank you.
Yes, again. We could have gone on for ages. Perhaps there's a workshop on this, guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's a day in it somewhere. So, over to you. Just take 5 minutes with the person next to you, maybe, or somebody you haven't spoken to yet, maybe. What are you taking away from today? What are the things you're going to do as a result of what you've heard? What are the things that will land for you today? Go. You've got 5 minutes, so...
Stuff to eat Never mind, I left my chair, I got all over what's the other value in your heavy-duty generation really also he wants to come out and cut us the person the idea of having to do the other one where, you know, you still do what you feel is the one that gets the guitar playing parts of the air guitar playing dance or whatever. Who are you?
Something about that
I think we encourage you to change it all the time. Different bits of life, like stop about I think actually it's accepted. Which is Perhaps the word weak has too much connotation of children. Perhaps the better word is fragile. We're afraid to share our things with ourselves. If you share fragility, you tend to get rid of domination. Very, very communication workshops. It's about being able to show the fragility of to be who you truly are. Also being only
somewhere between the
knowing yourself.
What do you take? Who'd like to share what you're taking away from today? What are the big takeaways that people are going away with and things that they're doing?
I'm going to
No,
I'll stand up. Yes. And I want to say thank you again. Thank you, big hug. And all the insights that I took away from the sales conversation that you talked about here. And I was particularly when you talked about the trusted advisor. Now, I understand that I'm not a salesperson or never in my life, ever.
We're all salespeople.
Yeah. Daniel Pink again, yeah. But I'm good at listening, I'm good at giving, I'm good at helping, and I'm happy to share my knowledge and things like that. But it's the almost the technical bits that where I still have a block. But okay, thank you so much. And that's
Right.
Thank you. Who else would like to share what you want? Yes, Stuart.
Yeah, it was sorry, Andrew, got some great stuff for yours as well. It was the what do you know that your customers don't? I'm still working on what that is for me, which I didn't share at the time, but that, awesome. Because it's just
And many people find that difficult to do. It's not easy to do.
No.
Sometimes it takes weeks. It's worth working on it all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Time for one more up here, but you can share as much as you like in the bar afterwards. One more. Someone? Scott.
Well, actually, I've been to quite a few big collaboration meetings now. I haven't counted them up actually. Not much of you, obviously. It just doesn't surprise me. No, it surprises me. And always, everyone I've come to, how much I get out of it. And then because of you guys in the room with me, it's not that I can do. I'll get from my networking meeting, it's not that I can get from anywhere else. each one I come to, even though I've seen Glenn a few times, still get massive value as hearing you Glenn, and Andrew, all the time, whatever comes out of your mouth. It's just the conversations they have, and it just walk with that over time. But everywhere it's here in London, obviously Essex is the best one. Of course it is. Each one, the amount that I get from it, brilliant. I always say, my introduction is just one that each meeting I come to makes me grow a little bit taller. Brilliant.
Thank you. Okay, finals, couple of notices. First of all, our next meeting is September, Thursday the 15th of September. Glenn, you're going to do a masterclass
Sure.
beforehand. So Glenn's going to run a masterclass elaborating more on what's happened today. There'll be 6 places maximum, so if you want to for collaborators, yeah. So
Yeah, for our visitors, do you want to explain what that is?
So yeah, so everyone who does a nobly known slot, the month afterwards they run a masterclass just for a small group of people to go into a lot more detail and personalise what we do. So very valuable. Thank you.
And do you have to actually be a collaborator?
You have to be a collaborator to take part in the masterclass. Yeah.
If you haven't done Glenn's, it's very powerful.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll see if I give some. So that'll happen while we're doing the introduction. That's about it. I think really just to sort of close up, I think the innate genius pulled together for me everything from Glenn's presentation, from Andrew's presentation. I just thought they were marvellous guys. So can we just put our hands together for Glenn and Andrew? So do feel free to join us in the bar downstairs. A final quote for the day: the greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high, and that we miss it, but that it is too low, and when we reach it, it's kind of appropriate. So thank you very much, everybody. It's been great to see you.
I called you Andrew. Well done, Dave. Yeah, exactly.
When you have to look down, isn't it?
I'm with you.
Just so today, how often that it literally works, so we plan Let me double check.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. Do you think I'm